Hello, my name is Jim DeMeo, and this is A Course in Miracles. Today is Lesson 93. Light and joy and peace abide in me. You think you are the home of evil, darkness, and sin. You think if anyone could see the truth about you, he would be repelled, recoiling from you as if from a poisonous snake. You think if what is true about you were revealed to you, you would be struck with horror, so intense that you would rush to death by your own hand. Living on after seeing this being is impossible. These are the beliefs so firmly fixed that it's difficult to help you see that they are based on nothing. That you've made mistakes is obvious, that you have sought salvation in strange ways, have been deceiving, and afraid of foolish fantasies and savage dreams that have bowed down to idols made of dust. All this is true, but what you now believe. Today, we question this not from the point of view of what you think, but from a very different reference, from which idle thoughts are meaningless. These thoughts are not according to God's will. These weird beliefs He does not share with you. This is enough to prove that they are wrong. But you do not perceive this as so. Why would you not be overjoyed to be assured that all evil that you think you did was never done? That all your sins are nothing? That you are as pure and holy as you were created? And that light and joy and peace abide in you. Your image of yourself cannot withstand the will of God. You think that this is death, but it is life. You think you are destroyed, but you are saved. The self you made is not the Son of God. Therefore, this self does not exist at all. And anything it seems to do and think means nothing. It is neither bad nor good. It's unreal, and nothing more than that. You might say, how can it be unreal? Reality is what's eternal. Reality is what's unchangeable. The self that we made, that he's referring to, all this self-hatred, is very changeable and does come to an end when we stop thinking it. So here he is trying to change our thinking from illusions about ourselves that are very powerful to the reality. Not the reality that we made, the reality that was created in our creation, who we really are. It does not battle with the Son of God. It does not hurt him nor attack his peace. It has not changed creation nor reduced eternal sinlessness to sin and love to hate. What power can this self you made possess when it would contradict the will of God? Boy, to think that God is punishing is so twisted when God is loving, who holds our perfect creation in its mind. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. Over and over this must be repeated until it's accepted. What God created, we cannot change. It is true. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. Nothing can touch it or change what God created as eternal. It's actually pretty arrogant to think we can change what God created. The self you made, evil and false sin, is meaningless. It's temporary. It's changeable. It disappears into the dust when this body of ours does. But we don't. We are eternal beings. We are changeless. Nothing can touch it or change what God created as eternal. There it is. The self you made, evil and full of sin, is meaningless. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God, held by God, unchangeable. And light and joy and peace. These are characteristics of God's creation that we are right now. Light, joy, and peace right now. Abide in you. Salvation requires the acceptance of but one thought. You are as God created you, not what you think you made of yourself. Whatever evil you may think you did, you are as God created you. Whatever mistakes you made, the truth about you is unchanged. Creation is eternal and unalterable. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. You are and will forever be exactly as you were created. No change possible. Quit the arrogance. Light and joy and peace abide in you because God put them there. Why not discover them? Choose to do that today, maybe. In our longer exercise periods today, which would be most profitable if done for the first 5 minutes of every waking hour, begin by stating the truth about your creation. Light and joy and peace abide in me. My sinlessness is guaranteed by God. Then put away your foolish self-images. Spend the rest of the practice period in trying to experience what God has given you in place of what you have decreed for yourself. Do your practice periods with a friend. You are what God created or what you made. One self is true, the other is not there. Try to experience the unity of your one self. Try to appreciate its holiness and love from which it was created. Try not to interfere with the self which God created as you by hiding its majesty behind the tiny idols of evil and sinfulness you have made to replace it. Let it come into its own. Here you are. This is you. And light and joy and peace abide in you because this is so. Look, the only thing that's required is a little bit of willingness on our part to experience that self. That's all. A little bit of willingness. No study, no practice, just a little bit of willingness. You may not be willing or even able to use the first 5 minutes of each hour for these exercises. Try, however, to do so when you can. At least remember to repeat these thoughts each hour. Light and peace. Light and joy and peace abide in me. My sinlessness is guaranteed by God. Then try to devote at least a minute or so to closing your eyes and realizing that this is a statement of truth about you. If the situation arises that seems to be disturbing, quickly dispel the illusion of fear by repeating these thoughts again. Should you be tempted to become angry with someone, tell him silently. Light and joy and peace abide in you. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. You can do much for salvation today. You can do much today to bring you closer to the part in salvation that God has assigned to you. And you can do much today to bring the conviction to your mind that the idea for today is true indeed.